Hello again, everyone. Saki here, and welcome back to another episode of NASCAR Racing 2003 season, the Next Gen Full Circle Racing Designs 22 Next Gen mod at the Roval here in Charlotte for 11 laps of competition in this cutoff race. Competition is pretty close. Myself and Brandon are good to go for the round, the next round. But it is up to the points from then on, or perhaps a new winner here. And yeah, it's kind of a road course, kind of not. We're pretty decent on the road courses this year. So as you can see, we're on the pole in our X4 Tides of Avarice Camaro. Brandon on that outside row in that 27 A-Shock Toyota, with Joey Logano and Kyle Larson making up row 2. Now those guys are going to go through the little bus stop, but because it's a little bit of a tight fit, we'll just bypass that, as well as do a proper start from the banked speedway section rather than starting the race in the kink. The rest of them should catch up, no worries. It's not like we're going to get too much of an advantage starting the race properly here. No pit stops, but 3x tire wear. So by the end of the race, the tires should be giving up quite a bit, especially if we lock up going down into that kink and use up our tires more than we would necessarily like. Past the restart zone, and green flag is out, going to what used to be the old Tom's Heartburn turn. Slow it down, keep it in second gear as we hit the curb. Brandon fighting back on that outside, but we are clear to the inside section of the racetrack. A couple of flat right-handers, especially the second one, is extremely loose on exit with those rumble strips down there. Getting to the power too aggressively will cause the car to slide out. Brandon slides just a little bit more, and this uphill off-camber corner really plays havoc with the tires, having to get it woed up and turned in, with the car wanting to throw you to the left-hand side. And then we'll get onto the banking here, and it is a pretty wide open run to the bus stop. Now the bus stop narrows up fairly quickly. I'm not sure how this track compares to the real-life bus stop as far as the width is concerned and how you approach it. We're going into the bus stop here, down one gear into third, trying to take the corner as straight as possible. Don't jump out to those tires, and Brandon almost clips those tires, sliding out and then down to the kink in the infield to complete the first of 11 laps. Car gets really light, and that transition bump right there plays havoc on the brakes. Brandon throws it in, makes the corner. A decent pass with that dive bomb. I don't know if his tires are affected in any way, but we'll see if we can maintain pace. And Joey Logano out there in third. Kyle Larson still in fourth, hanging back there as well. Trying to get the power down, car washing up in that left-hander. Missing the apex there. We'll get it woed up and try to clip that turtle. Those turtles are aggressive for sure. Hitting those blue inside turtles will upset the car for sure. So let's not hit those, Brandon, with a little bit of a touch. Really sharp turn here. Everyone else playing nice. A single file behind us. And that's kind of what we see in the real-life Roval as well. After the initial start, everyone gets pretty much single file and trying to pass in the good passing zones. The bus stop is a little bit of aggressive passing zone, but definitely the kink in the infield as well as turn one seems to be a good prime passing opportunity. Getting it slowed down, Brandon wrapping those turtles, and out we slid just a little bit, but better to slide to the right away from those tires than to slide to the left into the tires, that is for sure. Getting it slowed down to that infield section, you can see a little bit of our skid marks as we were slowing down. And just hit that curb a little bit, can't get the power down quite so well. And Logano dropping back just a little bit. He didn't get through that corner as well either. But Brandon sort of stretching it out here on this road course. Brandon, I don't think, has any road course wins this year. Oh, Brandon was a little loose in that turn there, getting a little bit out of shape. We'll drive to the outside of those rumble strips, try to get the power down. Touch of grass certainly won't help, but trying to accelerate on those rumble strips really upsets the car and gets it all kinds of out of shape. We can actually use the rumble strips on that right-hander to help turn the car, dipping the right sides to the right of those rumble strips There's almost like a little ditch or a gully that the tires rested in to help the car turn. Brandon got out of that section really fast and starting to gap Joey Logano just a little bit there. Trying to find out where Joey may be faster than us or where we're faster than Joey. Decent enough bus stop there. Joey Logano still holding station there. Car doesn't really want to turn in that fourth gear on that banking. The car is really set up to make the infield turns and not the banking, which is not what you expect here at Charlotte. I don't know if first gear may be a better opportunity to get off the corner, but it would seem so short that I don't think the benefit would be there. Aside from just keeping it in second gear. We don't have 5 gears like the real next-gen cars do, so a bit of a shorter gear ratio would help get off the corners well. But a decent corner exit for us there. We got up to Brandon just a little bit. Joey Logano still holding about the same. Let's see if we can catch that apex. Well, we missed the rumble strips just a bit. Flung it out wide. It's havoc on those tires to get that double right-hander done. The car definitely wants to throw you off the course to the left-hand side. And Brandon's really able to get a launch coming onto the banking. That's probably his strongest point of the racetrack. And looking back, we've gapped Logano a little bit compared to this point in the last lap. Let's just take care of our stuff as these tires wear down. Brandon a little loose there on the banking. Hopefully he's using up some of his stuff and will be there to pounce later in the event. Good arc, getting it slowed down in as straight a line as possible. And a much better exit that time around. We didn't clip the turtles. And we were able to launch down the dog leg. Brandon was a little loose there, so he's definitely getting back to the power pretty aggressively and sliding that rear out from what I can see, which will ultimately hurt his launch later in this run. At least that's what I'm hoping. Much closer this time. We'll have a peak to the right, but this isn't a passing zone really. Let's see if we can hook the right side. Missed that apex, but we are right here ready to pounce. Now, this was Brandon's strongest point of the racetrack. We'll see if he can get that launch off the banking here. And pretty even Steven, and now we are in the draft. So the draft plays a little bit of a role here at Charlotte, but he is stepping it out just a little bit. And looking up in the mirror, Logano is dropping back even more. So no pressure from behind. It's all eyes out of the windshield, and Brandon almost clips the tires, gets it really out of shape. We should be able to close up going into the kink, but I don't think close enough to make a move. We definitely don't want to Jimmy Johnson this thing and fly into Brandon and give Joey Logano this win. The car was almost on 3 wheels there as it rotated. Got that left front up in the air, which isn't good for turning. But a good exchange here, really close to that pit wall. And I think this is where we are the strongest, getting into this double right-hander, especially here on corner launch, I think is our opportunity to turn. Brandon really out of shape there. We'll go for the pass to the right. And we've got the inside groove. Brandon fights back, drives in hard on that outside, and Joey Logano is right there as well. So slowing up to make sure we didn't wash out has Joey Logano right on a rear bumper, and touching the grass certainly isn't going to help. So Joey Logano right there to pounce. And I don't know if they're going faster or if I'm going slower. Probably a little bit of both, I would say, but it's just Joey back there. A little bit of a gap to Kyle Larson, so we're faster in the banking area. And we'll see how we are on the bus stop. Logano right there. We'll have to defend a bit going into the kink. But we do have the acceleration through the banking. That's where we are gaining on Logano just a little bit. Oh, locking up that right front. Have to feather the throttle in lower gears, and Joey Logano did not get off that turn cleanly. So we managed to gain a bit there. and just tiptoeing around, keeping these tires under us for sure. The double right-hander here, we should get a good launch. We'll see if Brandon gets as out of shape as he was on the last lap. Good launch, but he was able to get to the outside of the racetrack and get the power down in a straight line. Really driving it in hard. We'll cut that turn right there. See how well the car pivots. Oh, and Brandon way out of shape there. Had to get out of the gas. Yeah, driving to the outside I don't think would have been the best move there. We would have been in a terrible position, especially with Logano there having to defend. And Larson seemed to caught up just a little bit in that section as well. So I'm hoping that Brandon's tire wear is going away a bit. Oh, under braking, the car wanted to really pivot left. I had to save the car so it didn't get in the tires, and Kyle Larson is going for second. And it looks like Chase Elliott right there to pounce for third as well. So Logano fighting hard with Kyle Larson back there. Trying to get that power down. With them side by side, we'll gap them just a little bit here. Trying to get the power down as best we can without buzzing those rear tires. Brandon is sliding a bit in that rear end. And this is where we can make the hay here, cutting that apex. Good corner, straight launch. We're right there ready to pounce, taking a look to the right. Brandon will come down to defend. Just trying to make him drive out of the mirror, try to make him use his stuff and be there in the end. See if we can get the launch down this banking. Whoa, really loose. Had to save the car, get out of the gas. That hurt our exit for sure, but Logano and Larson seem to be fighting amongst themselves pretty hard back there. And really, they lost a ton of time battling. So this track, if you get side by side with someone, it can slow you both down tremendously. And that's why I want to make sure if I can pass Brandon, I do it very quickly and not battle side by side and put both of us in a terrible position here. Flip the curb just a little bit, and car is really starting to come out from under me. The tires have gone away compared to where they were at the start of the race for sure. I don't know if the AI are going to start hitting, but it is really tough for me to get power down now. And if we are having that much difficulty, I can't imagine what Brandon's going through in that lead, trying to get the power down as well. And looking in the back, it looks like Kyle Larson may have made the pass on Logano. Try to get that car turned, but it just doesn't pivot to the right. We want to sort of hit that little trench, but we can't get the car turned as much as we would like. Almost sliding up to the banking now, trying to get the power down, and a decent gap to the back. But we are just in hunting mode, trying to claw back any amount of time that we can. We are decent on braking through there. And historically speaking, whoa, Brandon way out of shape. Historically speaking, I think we're a little bit better under the brakes. So turns like here and definitely into the bus stop, we can make up some time. But it's corner exit that Brandon's able to hook the car up. Whoa! As I say, really loose. No authority in those rear tires whatsoever anymore. It is a sliding match for sure. Tire fall off is going, and that's what makes for good racing. If the tires are falling off, it's really up to the driver to keep the car under them. Straight launch, here we go. Power down, oh, we hit the rumble strip. Sacrificed a little bit of speed and rolled out of it. I don't think the car is there for us to charge, but hit that gully, get that car turned to the right. We're right there on his outside. Cutting back, trying to get to that inside. Just waiting for that mistake, and we are right here ready to pounce. We just need one good exit to where we can get beside him. Long straightaway here. Shifted maybe a little bit too early. Brandon way out of shape. Power down, power down. Let's go. To that outside carry. The speed car does not want to pivot up top. We'll be right here on the attack for the kink, though. Just waiting to see if Brandon overdrives. One more lap to go. We're right here within shouting distance. It's going to come down to who gets off these turns well. This race has certainly flown by. And we have a few good turns to get him. This one right here coming up is where we'll make the most time, I feel. Have to put a lot of wheel in it. We get loose off the corner, not able to really get to the inside. So I'm thinking our next opportunity will be the kink. Good rotation through there unless we can get down to the inside. Had to get out of the throttle. We were washing up. Really pushing hard. Let's get through the banking, get through the gears. Really looking to the inside. We're there, but the bus stop is pretty treacherous trying to go through side by side. We'll press the attack in the kink. Try to stay as close as we can here. Maybe force a mistake. Brandon got through really well there. I don't know how he got the power down so clean. One more turn to go. Looking for that good exit here. Oh, power down and we were out of shape. Brandon gets the win and we slide across the line in second, trying to get everything we could out of it. Let's take a look at the top 10 and the final standings. So Brandon takes the checkered flag. We come across the line in second. Kyle Larson in third. Joey Logano in fourth. Denny Hamlin fifth. Sixth place, Chase Elliott. Seventh place, Eric Almirola. Eighth place, Ryan Blaney. Ninth place, William Byron. And rounding out your top 10 is Kurt Busch. Kevin Harvick will finish 11th. Ryan Blaney in 8th. Austin Cindric in 14th. And Tyler Reddick in 12th. So the infield section we had a run, but Brandon was there. It would have been a dive bomb of epic proportion if we had thrown it in there. Good exchange here, and we were side by side going through the banking. And I don't know if I would have pressed the issue in the bus stop, what that would have ended up like. We both might have ended up in the tire barriers for sure. But a close race. But no reason to press the issue since we both had wins and we were both in the next round. It wasn't a must win, but I was not anticipating that launch out of the bus stop from Brandon for sure. And trying to get the power down through the kink, the rear tires just got away from me. Could not keep the car under control. And luckily we slid across the line in second. That little bump right there got the car out of shape. Hospital wiggle, and around we went across the line. So Kevin Harvick is your cutoff driver. 2 over Ryan Blaney, 9 over Cindric, 21 over Reddick, 39 over Keselowski, and sets the round of 8. After the reset, Kyle Larson is your cutoff driver. 1 over William Byron, 2 over Hamlin, 4 over Harvick, 6 over Elliott. Brandon with 59 points to the good, and I've got 49. So everyone else below us is in a tight race, and we have Vegas, Homestead, and Martinsville in the next round. So we'll see you in Las Vegas. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Take care.